Hello, everybody. Today I want to tell you about the book of Job and his hardship that he went through. I want to focus more on the first book of Job, and of course, uh, 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 Job was a very, very important servant of God. And the Bible states that Job was perfect. He was perfect. He was pure, and he stood out of the way of anything evil. He let no evil come anywhere near him. Now, the book of Job tells about um, how great a wealth that Job had. He was a very, very wealthy man, and he also had 7 sons. He had 10 children. He had 7 sons, and he had 3 daughters. And they seemed to be very, very close knit with one another, which caused Job to be always in constant alertness, because Job he had a very, very close relationship with God, evidently. And Job felt something deep down within, something deep down on the inside of him that caused him to be stirred. And concerning his children, something prompted Job and made him move at all times in a mode of unrest. So no matter how left your loved ones are, and no matter how lonely and left out you get, this story should tell you that within this first book, it should tell you to never turn your back on your children. Never give up on your children. You're going to have to fight to the very last minute. In Job's case, could it be that the reason why Job was about to take this turnabout in his life was because God had said to himself, enough is enough. And so, as the story goes, Job had to constantly and persistently give offerings for his children. I guess they must have loved partying a lot, And so oftentimes Job would have to call his children, which were full grown adults living in their own homes. But he felt this prompting that told him, I better get the kids today. I better get them today. And he would call his children, and he would sanctify his children, each one of them. And he would give an offering for the children. Now, he gave an offering not for the 10 of them. He gave an offering for each individual. He gave a burnt offering for each individual. So what does this say to you? Them children were off the chain. They were terrible. They were horribly rebellious. And so Job knew something on the inside of him let him know, okay, something is up. I don't know what it is, but I feel it necessary to keep on praying and sacrificing and sanctifying my kids, my children. And so as the story goes, one day, now take note, this is the important part of my message right here. You must get this part. Satan did not approach God. Okay? God approached Satan. Hey, Satan! Hey! Come here a minute. What you doing here? As if God didn't already know what he was doing there. What are you doing here? Going to and fro, walking up and down in the earth, doing his normal job, seeking who he can destroy. Kill, steal, and destroy. So then, as the story goes, if you read it, you know what God did. He talked to him. Yeah, you consider my servant Job? And then they had their little conversation. And then calamity struck, you know. So the gist of the story was, don't take your eye off your children. And I don't believe that these things happened to Job just because of the fact that he was alert. You know, I've heard someone say that the reason why these things fell on Job is because Job was so scared and so fearful in his heart that these things would happen, and so they did happen. No, Job was prompted by the Holy Spirit to let him know that I think God has had his fill. And so I want to say, we're going to have to get ourselves together, not only for our family and our loved ones. We need to pray for the people in America. We need to pray for the people all over this world, because God has had his fill. And if the days are just gloomy. Even when the sun is shining, it seems like it's just something in the air that you can't quite put your finger on. But something is stirring about. Okay, let those who have an ear hear. And saying that, I pray for the sanctification of everybody under the sound of my voice. I love you all, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.